Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Z James. This is Z32 Workshop. And this behind me, beside me, let's move the camera a little bit. Oh, geez, you guys are all out of whack. We're going to go for rough shots today, guys. We're not even going to make this look good. Is a VG30DE. This one happens to be out of a 1992 Nissan 300ZX convertible that had rod knock and got pulled out, that I ended up swapping out for a J30 engine, which is another VG30DE. That being said, small differences, which I've gone through in other videos, indicate that, you know, oil pan's different, motor mounts, exhausts, all various other things, but they're about the same. I'm stripping this motor, like I've started on doing other things, so we're going to start pulling off, like this bracket here for the solenoid is going to come off. These exhaust manifolds are going to come out. I'll probably do the front timing to get that out of the way. This exhaust has come out along with this bracket for solenoids that connect the head to the upper plenum. Small differences for anyone who cares. These ports here for the PCV system, a positive crank ventilation system, on a J30 come up, interestingly enough. But like say on a Nissan application, they go down. See? This is the motor I will be redoing this summer or this spring, but this one I'm going to be tearing apart, and so I get the engine stand free to start moving some stuff around and recouping some costs and various other things. Other things I should be talking about. These are, just for anyone who notices, these are phase 1 intake gears. There is a small difference between phase 2 and phase 1, mainly in the cams that connect it together. They revised them. I do believe they revised them after 92. Technically, this is a 92, engine came out of a 92, but 92 convertibles were actually built in 91. So, yeah, that's how they did all these things. So yeah, or at least that's what I was thinking about. Anyway, I know I'm talking about a lot of different things, and I'm not even, maybe the mics aren't catching me. I need to get a different type of mic set up so you guys can hear me. I've got a nice one that here is catching the whole room. I really need to get a lapel mic so you guys get some good audio. Yeah, so we're gonna just keep on taking stuff apart. Another small note, thing I'm not gonna sell is, if you look down here, some of the stuff I pulled off. Don't mind the scrap metal that came from that new toolbox that I picked up for extraordinarily cheap. It's a Waterloo toolbox. I am starting to put stuff in it. Like here's all, I'm trying to use, most of this is my electrical stuff for knowing what's going on. Like these are all my cutting tools. There's my connectors, which I need more of. That's empty at the moment. These have got just random connectors in it. This is all heat shrink tubing. When I picked that up, my father actually got me that, and it was inexpensive, to be honest. Gov Deals, which is a government surplus stuff that all cities and stuff in Iowa use. This beauty came from Lynn County, Iowa, for $27. I can't buy a toolbox that cheap, let alone, the only thing I've ever did do it is I added the rubber mats to it. Threw some new wheels on it, casters from Harbor Freight. Kind of wish I would have went for the bigger ones. Still not upset. It's going to hold the weight. It's A-okay. What else did I do with this thing? Oh, I cleaned up all the slides. So she slides around real smooth, real slick-like. And spent a day cleaning it. But that's besides what this point of this whole video is. This video is actually on this guy tearing it apart. So let me start pulling off some of this stuff. And we'll start going with it here. Let's get you zoomed in here on a nice little rack. This here is a bracket that holds the solenoid on. This is all loose, but I can tell you the size. That is a 12 millimeter. If I can get my vision to actually correct this right. So we just pulled this off. These are just another brackets. I'll end up hanging on to all the hardware or nuts and stuff just because I like having spares in my garage. Let's go do the other side. We'll make this even, you guys are on a nice little dolly here. Oh, let's not hear that. This is another solenoid that handles some of the vacuum lines. I'm not sure which that one's for, to be honest with you. Obviously, this has been off before. It's the reason why it can come off so easily on all this. And there you go. These should be 14s. Yep. And these are, there should be 6 of them going around the exhaust manifold everywhere here. These will be nuts because there are studs. As you can see, these guys have got a washer, pretty big hefty one. I don't know if I've got all of those on anymore. I may have done the bare minimum here. Yep. And they're off to the races. Oh. Hopefully this guy doesn't fall off when I pull it off. This exhaust, the manifold that's on here, actually came from an Infiniti J30, so it's different from a 300ZX slightly. They use different stuff to hold them up. And then, come on off, there we go. All right, let's go to the other side of the engine here. Let's get the other exhaust manifold. As you can see, these have got studs. And there is a gasket still. That is wholeheartedly not wanting to come off. Oh, come on here, bad boy. There we go. Yeah, if you were to replace these, you'd have to sit here and get in here with some Gorilla Pad in here to get all this cleaned up. What you want to do. Let's go to the other side again. Let's pull these off. This one has most of its bolts still on for looking like. Once again, 12 millimeters, should be 6 of them. The other side didn't have them because I had to remove them ahead of time. So these aren't too bad at all. These are only on here because I had them off initially when I swapped exhaust manifolds and stuff when I did my actual 300ZX. Pull you off. As you can see, the stud is missing. That is something that ends up happening when you remove these, is sometimes the studs come out of the head. Let me show you what these are for heads too. Let's see if you can see this real well. This is an LP30 L4 or 4L. These are usually the heads that not everyone wants. Everyone wants the later heads. Not that these are bad, it's just if you're gonna do the upgrade, you change it because you can run a different style plenum. The lower plenums are different slightly. There's a new style, old style is what they call, and this is an old style. Everyone wants to run the new style, unfortunately, and that's not what this is going into this. Yeah, this is a pretty dirty one. I will pull this off once I get the timing out of the way, but I think after this, let's pull the motor mount. And like I said, this is an Infiniti J30 style motor mount. All this stuff will go up on eBay here shortly, up and sold and out of my garage. These are 12 millimeter as well. So let's pull this out. Come here. Well, mind you, there's probably more than this. There's probably, I think there's 3 to this actual engine here. And the reason I'm tearing this down is because I just need the room and everything else. And hopefully these videos aren't too long because we're already at 12 minutes. My goal is to do 15-minute videos or maybe in the outside 20s for this teardown, to show you what all happens or what needs to be removed and stripped. All right, yep, there's the other one right there. Oh, wrong way. The only reason I put all this stuff back on originally is so I could hang onto it and see where stuff was bolting up at. But yeah, these are extraordinarily heavy and all that. There's one of them. To be honest with you, these motor mounts are still good. They're actually really nice. Let's go to the other side. Just singing around my garage. Once again, same setup. And what's going on here? These are 12 millimeters. The one thing you should be aware of too is the difference on the oil stuff, which like I said, I've got a video showing all the differences between the Infiniti J30 and the 300ZX or Z32 platform for doing all of the differences. One of them also being, if you can see, maybe you're not seeing it, I'm going to point you down, is this oil pickup. The J30 goes right into the block. The Nissan has a bracket that comes off to the side. Ooh, that's stiff. Surprised that's that stiff. Shouldn't have been that stiff. So there is this other one. Once again, a perfectly good motor mount on that. And what do you suppose you can see? They got the frost plugs that show up into the block. Oh, what else should we pull out of here, guys? What's next? Oh, I see. Let's pull out some of these accessory brackets. This one I do believe is power steering or alternator. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. And once again, 12 millimeter. I'll show you guys a little trick here. Whoop, let's move you over here. A nice long bolt there. We're gonna go through it. And this is pretty light too. Another one. Okay. Should be a third guy or fourth guy in the bottom here. All right, here. Oh, so an accessory bracket. Let me show you guys something. This one's pretty grimy. I don't even know if I'll sell it because these are super dime a dozen for all this stuff. But I'm gonna show you. Hang on, let's do long, short. Is Brian Dempsey Engineering makes an aluminum bracket, which is a godsend for weight by a lot. And being an aluminum piece is light, so it's super nice. Once again, this is just stuff on my shelf that will eventually get into my actual convertible or turbo car. If you wanted to take this front bracket off, you can. In fact, I may end up having to. Kind of wish I would have done it ahead of time, which is this guy here for accessories, which I probably will have to take off eventually. But back to the engine. Let's see, what's the next accessory that can come off? Oh yeah, bracket up here. Let's put you down here. There is 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. That's kind of weird. What is that? That is a cable, probably ground, that got stripped. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 brackets here. And they are smaller than 12, which means they're probably a 10. I'm able to blend this in. Hopefully you're not getting too much bleed from those lights. I have to check. I'm not sure if these are different or not than what's on the Z32 platform. I don't have this stuff memorized off the top of my head. I actually wrote a list. You guys can probably find it on the internet. Facebook groups have got it for sure on where this stuff's located, and what the differences are between each engine and different platforms. And this guy should be the last one. Yep, as you can see. And that looks like that's a ground of some size. And there we go. Another bracket off. All right, let's see here. What should we take off next? We can start the front. You know what? We could do these guys, which are the tranny plates. You see what I'm talking about right here. There's 2 bolts here that help put brackets so you can hold the bell housing. And there is 2 more here to get this off. So let's just pull those out of the way. Hopefully you guys are finding this stuff helpful and informative at the very least on what's going on, because I don't think I'm the first guy to do this by any means. But maybe I'm gonna get one of the first guys to document it for everybody. Because stripping an engine is pretty gosh darn easy, to be honest with you guys. It's not that difficult. Tearing apart is one thing. Putting one back together, that's a whole nother story. Just getting one together is super difficult because you don't want to run it, you don't want to put it in your engine. It's a real pain in the keister. Or you put it in the car. Because if you don't, you gotta pull back out. And that stinks. So that's that bracket. Let's zing you around again. Where are we at for time? Whoop. Right there. There's 1. There's 2. By the way, I'm doing all this with hand tools, guys. I don't even have power, even though I probably have air compressor stuff I could use at some point. All right, that's brackets out. All right. I think it's now time to do the belt. The reason I say this, get you up in here and viewed in. Let's get the belt out of the way. Then we'll probably end this video. It's a little longer than shorter. Basically, the thing you got to deal with here is this guy here. You got to get this hydraulic tension out of the way. The way to do that is right down there for the hydraulic tensioner is a bolt for a 10mm that you can snag from any other component in the car. When you do that, it takes the tension off the belt. The reason we're going to do that is so that I can start getting some of this stuff out of the way here. The other thing I'm going to get out of here is this crank bolt. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see the crank bolt? Yeah, you can see the crank bolt. I need to get that off too, so we can get out of the way. So let me go get that here real fast. Woo! Woo! 1/16" socket will work. There we go. Get the socket loose. And maybe I'll speed this up because that's what you do. You crank bolt. All right, here we go. Wow, that didn't work. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, that snapped. That was weak. Tells you why that sucked. Look at that. The tensioner is foobarred. We need to pull the bolts that hold the tensioner on to get it loose then. Son of a bitch. All right, boop. So that broke. Which means we got to take the tensioner off by itself. Which is, oh, Christ, I know why it broke. I'm an idiot. I didn't loosen it up. I didn't loosen up the whole thing. Wow. Talk about a bonehead move there, James. That is terrible. Basically, I didn't loosen any of this stuff up. And that's my bad. Yeah, that guy right there. That's why she broke. I didn't give it any action to replay. So it's there. I didn't do any of this stuff. That's my bad. I foobarred that up. As you can see, that's elongated. I'm an idiot. Basically, I screwed that up because that bolt should have been loose. That should have been loose so it could pivot. And then when I would have done that, it would have been able to move. I screwed that up. Once again, I'm happy I'm doing it on a junk motor because I didn't do any looking ahead of time. There we go. And there's the one that loosens it all up. Because there's two bolts that you can move around. Or these two guys. Oh, wow. Totally foobarred that guy. Oh, crud. You guys seeing this? I'm not even sure if I get you down low enough to see it. As you can hear, the gears clicked to where they want to naturally be sitting at. Unless you're there, nut bolt, not. Should come right off. Let's take you over here before I show you where I screwed this up. Let's go over my stuff. So, basically, I screwed it up because I didn't release the pressure here and here. So when I was trying to fight it, it was doing itself. It was fighting against itself. That's a bonehead move. Kind of disappointed because it would have been nice to hang on to a tensioner just to have a spare if need be. But you do need to replace these quite a bit. You can take them apart a little bit further if you want, but they come as a kit most of the time. And this guy should slide up as a bearing if you wanted to. You don't need to. So what you do is you have this guy done because it pivots here. These give you the adjustment. You get it tight. You use this guy right here. And you push it in. When you do that, it compresses this guy down because this is the hydraulic part to do that. And I broke it because I'm an idiot. Because I goobered it up. Because I didn't release any of this stuff. So when I was trying to push this down, I didn't loosen this guy. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Because it should have pivoted. That sets that. Yeah, okay. You might have to refer to other videos, make sure you help it out. But this pivots here. When you put it in, you get this, you tighten it up, get the belt on. And then when you do that, you use this, and that pushes in on this arm here. Now that's snapped right away. Now, I don't know if it snapped because this wasn't loose, because these wouldn't have done anything to it, because it's all part of the same structure. So I don't know if it was weak, or if I screwed up by not releasing the pressure here. Because what you do is you set this, and you don't want this to be over a certain gap length, because this is as far as it can go for doing stuff. So, that being said, let's get the belt off. And when you guys heard that, this is a spare belt. Spare belts are great to have. Not because I want to use them for doing, like, timing the car, because you should never do that. I use it solely for helping to hold the gears and stuff in place to yank stuff off. So that being said, hey, this is a longer video. Let's wrap this up for you guys for right now. This is part 2 on this. Let's see here. Oh yeah, let's do over here. So like I said before, guys, stripping the motor is not bad. Probably should do it in the right order. Sometimes I screwed up, but once I get some of the stuff off, it makes the life a lot easier. And hopefully I'm just showing you just tearing apart an engine. You guys know what's going on. A lot of this stuff is 10mm or 12mm. Not that difficult. Now granted, all this stuff has come off before, most of it, so I know it's broken loose. If you're in the car on an engine stand, you may not get the torque leverage you need to hold it. You may need something to give you a hand to hold the stand to do stuff. And this is a cheap Harbor Freight stand. I plan on buying a good one when I do that other motor. That's part of the reason why I want this engine stand free. If you guys have any questions, please hit me up. I'm usually pretty active and respond to most everything on the comments. If I haven't, it's just because life's gotten busy and stuff with my kids and family and everything like that. So please like and subscribe. Everything a little bit helps. I am closer to the monetization because I've got the subscribers now. I just need to start producing the content, which is me getting in my garage, which, as you can tell, is uninsulated, and it is February, so it is cold out here. So, like I said before, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope everything you guys see what you're enjoying here. If not, well, then I don't know why you're watching. Kind of crazy to say it that way, but anyway. Hopefully you find this stuff informative and useful for your projects and endeavors on the Z32ZX platform or any other car you want to work on, because all this stuff, engine working or working on cars, it's universal on thinking logically and how to get stuff out and what it actually does. Stuff, because you can see I broke something and I'm fairly sure it was my fault, not the devices, as in the belt tensioner. So, all right, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.